Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Nobody Has a Pete. Also, hey, what you think about the new skin? Hold on, let's go down and see. I did a little tweaking. What you think? Looks a little more like me now. Yeah, no, maybe, no. We can still do this one if we like this one. This is the old one. We can still keep this one. But I kind of like this one. So let me know what you think. We're going to do this episode in this episode. And we're going to do this episode in this episode. We're going to do this episode in this skin. And yeah, so we'll try it. But as for today's episode, what I need to do, not what I need to do. No, what I need to do is I want to carve out more of this mountain to kind of fit everything in more. I just want to take it down a notch, not necessarily like demolish it, but I just want this to be the focal, so I need to just scale that back a little, and then I think, bring this down a little, and then I think we might end up taking all this out and maybe leaving the pillagers. But as far as that goes, we also need to start working on a pathway from base to base, because right now I'm just flying and I kind of want it all to feel more uniform. So I was thinking we just kind of take this path and walk it around the beach, come up over here and around here into their tiki bar lounge. So I need to just start doing some more path stuff and see if I can, make it feel more uniform. But however, on this back half over here, we're also going to start a build, which means I need to clear out some trees. I'm actually going to leave that one a surprise for now. So I'm going to clear out some trees and get a path started going from here to here. Last episode, if you did not see, what did I do last episode? Oh yeah, we did our sugar farm, which if we come over here to our industrial district, we built this right here, this shulker farm, this massive shulker farm, and it produces a crap ton. Yeah, and we, and I'll say it again, I said it a lot in the last episode, but I really do think that moving shulkers down 1.21 thanks to leads and boats and stuff, fan-freaking-tastic. It is awesome. So, with that being said, I do need to go on a quick material grind, and at least just start chopping down some of these trees to, start that pathway. And then once we're done with the pathway, we will... What? Excuse me? How is this out here? Okay. I guess we just keep unloading and loading that back in every time we go in. So, anytime... Oh my god. I think he died. It was the campfire? There's no way. Why did he die? He was here, and now he's... Oh my gosh, we have to go get another happy guest? That was our, main one. Why did he... Why... Oh, okay, hold on. First, we gotta dig a grave. Just can't believe he's gone. He was so young. He just went to... So... Goodbye, Toe Arlie. Nice knowing you. We'll light a candle for you. Have some snow for you. Rest easy, my friend. May those goggles goggle in heaven. And now I find a bed to sleep in because I don't hit the ground really fast. I'm so played chicken. Oh, no chicken that time. Nice. Anyway, let's go find a bed, get some materials. Start this path. Also, I sleep on this bed more than any bed. The one that's just the one that I use for the Sid the Sloth intro. I don't know why. I just do it all the time. Okay, here's what I'm thinking. So basically, everywhere that you see this magenta terracotta, I guess I could fly over, but I guess I could free cam, but I'm gonna fly over because I want you to see it like how I'm gonna see it. So everywhere that you see this magenta terracotta is where the roads are gonna go. There's gonna be one going on the left side and one going on the right side. Kind of like highways, and then in the middle will just be the normal, everyday Minecraft, because I want it to kind of look like the city is encroaching on out over here, and then right here it will converge into one and then continue up to here. But what I was doing is I was playing around with some just little designs here and there, and what I came up with is these two right here. So this first one is the the freeway highway. This is going to be like the main street, and then when it goes to the path, which will be over by the village, and then up into the, you know, here I'll add more sand, but up into the pier, and then down there will be more city. But that will be this one over here. Kind of more, you know, it looks a little more man-made, more worn down, rather than, you know, this where it's, you know, it looks like they went and laid everything out and it's concrete and all that. I was trying to figure out how to do sidewalk. Stone just is, I think, the best sidewalk, honestly. I can't figure out, you know, honestly, stone just is the best sidewalk. And then for the gravel, and then for the up close, it looks different. But when you're afar, you know, we're gonna be flying over it like this, right? So like that. And so I really don't think you'll notice, you know, it's kind of moss and, you know, green kind of texture. You just kind of fly over it like this and you won't notice. This one's definitely more uniform though, because it has, you know, mushroom brown stem and dirt and rooted dirt. This stuff sucks to get. Again, this stuff is not fun to get either. And then on this side, I just decorated it kind of how I thought I was going to do it. You know, I kind of like these little accents of the rails and everything. And, you know, some places it's like if the sun's over here, this is not getting the most sunlight and water because it's behind this. So this one obviously is the most green. And then random spots here. Anyway, and then these ones are, anyway. Yeah, so I think I'm going to start with this. And I need to figure out a good transition from this to this. And if I'm being 100% honest, I think if I just did like a end of the line construction zone, that would probably make more sense. It's like, oh, they're not gonna touch this path, but they've stopped here for now. So I think over, you know, once we get to, like up over here ish, probably right where this ledge kind of falls off right here, I think that's where the quote unquote stop will be. So yeah, so I need to go get a lot more of those materials and then build out these highways. And dig out this, dig this out just so it's a little more, you know, it's down further because we have to. I mean, this is quite a dip off, so I need to make this look smooth somewhat. But yeah, we're actually gonna start pretty big time lapse right about now. Ready, set, go. Okay, so it looks like we got our road done. I did the quick cut time lapse. I hope it turned out okay. These guys suck. They're awful to build around, but we did finish. I'm just actually gonna go over here and go into free cam. That way we don't, you know, make these guys mad again. But yeah, we got the one down. I started putting supports down here. It's not done yet. I just kind of got the road down and pulled it all the way over here. Like I was saying, I want this to look dingy on the sides and then even over here, and then this will be like a gravel pit and everything, because obviously this is where the techno drum's coming out. But we got over here on this side, we got the end of the road, like I said I was gonna do. This little, you know, this is the end of the road. This is where everything is. So if we actually take our anvils right here, and I think I did, yeah, we do this, and we stack them up just like this. What I'm trying to make is like that. Yep. So at the end of the construction zones, there's always these, um, like, or I guess, sorry, building and talking is hard because I'm trying to like remember what everything went to. So anyway, at the end of these, I made these banners right here, and I'm gonna grab some of these walls just like this, and put these red banners right here. Well, let's do this and that, and this and that, and this and that. But at the end of the construction zones, basically they have all these like do not pass signs, and that's what I wanted to build, was like a, hey, don't come this way because there's stuff here. So oh wait, I changed before. So if we actually go here, we take, can I reach like that? Yeah, there we go. And then this one, make steps out of anvils for a second, just so we can get over here. So one there, and then this one is a double up right here, like that. And we'll do the anvil back on top. Oh, like that. And we do We do it left, then we do it right, then we do a left and another right, and then underneath we do the same thing, just a left and right, and just a left, and just like that. So yeah, so now it's like the hey, don't cross this way. You know, there's stuff here. Don't don't come this way. So I actually think I might. Well, no, I'm just gonna leave it. So yeah, this is the end of the. Yep, this is the end of the construction zone. I just put some stones and rocks and rooted dirt and path blocks over here. And then as far as this, I kind of just copy pasted everything. But like I was saying, we're gonna be flying over it really, and so it's not you're not really gonna just sit and look. So it's more just for the aesthetic of having that little lip down right there. That way you know it's a actual road. Because I feel like that gives it more dimension than texturizing and stuff, which is really good because we're gonna be doing a lot of flyovers. So the next thing we needed to do though was we needed to carve out this mountain. Remember I was saying we want to get rid of it and we'll get rid of this right here and some stuff over here. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to do a little transition. So basically I just want to do this nice little carve down right here, and what we'll end up doing is shaving everything down and making it a little more rugged. So I actually just want to do a quick transition though, and if we just crouch down, stare at this middle, so this is it before, and we'll do another crouch just like that, and by the time we come up, so what I ended up doing is, like I said, I broke down everything over here and dug a lot of stone out. And basically what I did is I took a bunch of TNT and just started dropping it. This block right here represents how high it actually was. So we started up here, and there was a lot of sand over that way. Remember a couple episodes I was trying to find a sandbar, and I got a lot of. Okay, can I get up top here, please? Please, 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 game. Please be nice. Right here. So, starting from up here, I went blah 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 blah, blah with a lot of TNT, and then I went down this way and down this way and down this way. And then what I did is I did 2 more times and then a little more in these extra spots, and then I basically just kind of curved everything in and smoothed it all out. So, but remember what we were saying about sightlines. Remember what we were saying about sightlines. The sightline that we were working with though is this, right? So, if we remember last time, this was all the way up here, and now it's got this kind of natural slope that eventually goes up into here. So all we need to do now is let it snow, and then everything should be back to snow over there. I didn't do this one because this took about 6 hours of work. Most of my Saturday. So yeah, but this first half's done. So but now, I guess now we could finally get rid of these blocks up here. I left 2. Well, I left 1 thinking that that one was high. I left these blocks just so I can see. I'm just gonna leave them floating for right now because I'm too tired to do anything. But I didn't end up getting rid of these guys. They actually he'd have killed me. I only have 2 hearts. I actually didn't get rid of these guys. I kept the LA prisons over here, and I got rid of the tents over here, and I filled in that over there that was our old portal was over there. 4 hours of this, 6 hours of that landscaping takes forever. Building's the easy part. Landscaping, making it look pretty, is the hard part. But yeah, see, look, now it's kind of like this mountain slopes in, and then the TCRI is the focal point, and the sun should set right in between it, depending on what angle you get. But I actually like that it's far mountain, small mountain, or far mountain, medium distance mountain, and then up close mountain. And I think if I could get the rest of this behind to be the same height as that, then I don't need to do anything in the back because the buildings take it up. So also look at the stars in Minecraft. They're so pretty. They're so cool. You can see them like fall. It's like falling. Anyway, but yeah, I didn't light anything up. That's such a cool view. Those aren't as bright as I thought they'd be, but kind of okay with it because that's the focal point. And then this, I was thinking about putting some red lasers in. Also, I know that a lot of here, you know what? Let's go Sweepy Pie first. Like I was saying, I know that a lot. I finally understand, content creators who do this where they it feels like they don't finish projects because yeah, I totally don't finish projects. I mean, I have every episode is a new project, right? But I think for the next couple episodes, it's gonna be a lot of just housekeeping because this obviously isn't done and that's not done. You know, we want to curve it out more, and we're gonna do the next pathway. So it's a lot of housekeeping, but I wanted to get somewhat of the foundations ready. Basically, how I'm playing the game is I'm establishing the locations of where everything is, right? So the piers are the location. The city over there is a location. Our farms is a location. The nether, our underground stuff over here. And then over here, there's going to be one more kind of. I'm basically building them like points of interest, right? Like this is where everyone will come for this thing and that thing, right? So that's how I'm building it. But I totally get people getting stuck up on, not finishing projects. So if that's frustrating, I'm sorry. But, I do think that in the next couple weeks, it's really going to come together and feel more cohesive and, work better together. So I think that we've gotten our big builds out. Now I can focus on, getting little farms here and there for certain materials and, a lot of blending materials and, not construction, landscaping stuff like that. So I definitely get the not finishing the things. But before this episode ends, let's go do one more thing real quick. I want to show you this next location. This will probably be the next episode is out here, which will be the next point of interest. I'm thinking about doing it either right on this island or if I go up some more in this cove, like right between here and here. What I want to build is I want to start building a really, really big farm, kind of like farmland. And I want to have an entire section dedicated to just making that farmland. And then we can build bridges in between here, and the pier doesn't really make sense as far as why it's here yet. What I want to do is I want to have running along this way is the resort place, right? So this is where, running along here and here there's going to be different resorts. A big thing of how I'm building is everything has to be at a certain site, right? So if I was standing right here or if I was standing right here, this picture right here could use a different, there should be a house up there. Distance wise it doesn't work, but the way that I'm doing it is it's all for the picture, right? Like if I turned on shaders, I want that to be a good screenshot, right? So, and then I'm gonna get rid of these trees so you can actually see into the sand. Actually, you know what? We should probably do that right now. Let's just get rid of these trees real quick, so you can kind of somewhat see what I'm saying. There we go, just like that. So, like I was saying, now that you can kind of see it better, right? Here's the focal point, kind of over to the left, even though we're looking, but that's the biggest thing and it's the closest thing. So that's where your eye is going to get drawn to. And then you might sway over here and you're like, huh, what is that? And then when you're walking, if you're walking it, obviously I need to do that path that we were talking about. But when you're walking it, you come into this, you know, beach theme. You're like, oh, okay, pier, beach, got it. Makes sense. And then over here, I was thinking, house up on that really tall one to just kind of make it like a jungle house. But over here, we can do like a diving board or a water slide coming out, right? Because this is the quote unquote high end part of our world is over here because this is where the resort is. Once again, trying to do air quotes with Minecraft terrors, awful, right? So this would be the resort, the property, and this is where everyone is, like the party. And then over here, where this village is, this is where the villas are gonna be. Like, this is where you come for vacation. Is you stay in the what? You stay in these, villas for your vacation. Then you can walk over to the pier and yada yada yada. But on the other side of the land, right? So right here, this is probably the best view. Actually, I'm just gonna do that in free cam. That's the bit. Come on, dude. Here, just before I get my stuff, because I don't exactly remember where I died. I think I died somewhere over here. But I'm just gonna do this right now, real quick. This is going to be our big beach resort, right? So the sand's gonna come over here and finish all the way around, and then this is where we're gonna have the vacation homes, right? So it's like people are coming from the city, or they're going to be coming over here from the farm to go to the beach resort. I also might move the farm a little over here. That way it's more of a trek through the woods and stuff. But this is where the resort's going to be. The city's over here. We're going to do some houses. I don't know exactly where. Probably along down over here, right? And then this would be like kind of the back alleyway. But, oh, you can see my patterns. Anyway, yeah, so just before I go get my stuff. Okay, I'm going to get my stuff because I don't want it to respawn. That does it for today's episode of the Nobody SMP. I hope you guys enjoyed. Also, I hope you guys enjoyed this new skin. Let me know in the comments if you guys do like it, if you want me to switch back to the original one, which is right here. However, I think I'm going to stick with the other one until somebody says no. But, yeah, this guy. So, in today's episode, we built this awesome road and also got this construction site, and we kind of laid out the foundation for the next episodes as far as what we're going to do. Also, why am I still invisible? What we are going to do as far as housekeeping projects. So, we're going to... I explained it already. We're going to do a bunch of stuff over here. So, thank you so much for watching Nobody SMP. My name is CJ3PO. Peace.